two birds, one stone.
And I'm kind of addicted to it. Did kind of cost me an arm and a leg.
I'm feeling better about it.
I sometimes just need to chill out. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another week in my life. Today is currently Monday. It is 8 a.m. and it's the first week back after a reading week. And let's just say I don't want to be here. I'm so done with school. I just want it to be summer, okay? Is that so bad? Anyways, I am gonna get up though and get this show on the road. Time for my morning coffee and read. I actually need to get this book done this week because I have to write a report on it on Sunday. So currently on page 84 and I just need to finish this and get it done and over with. I'd rather get it done earlier in the week than later, but we'll see how the week goes. We finally have some more warm weather to the point where the icicles are dripping, which is kind of crazy. It was actually really crazy going outside this morning. It felt like spring, where it's like really windy, but like not necessarily cold. I don't know. It's literally 1 degree outside. Like it's not warm. But we're not in this harsh like negative 15 anymore, which I will gladly take. Anyways, I made it back home from class. It's currently 1:20. I had 2 classes today, my 2 lectures that are back to back. They both went very well. I have a midterm actually on Wednesday for my 1 class, for my futures and options class. So I'll probably just spend the rest of the day studying for that. Before I start any studying, I am gonna have a lunch break. I got stuff for tuna melts, which I'm very excited about. Ooh, my hair is crazy. I'm currently headed to the Guelph Public Library. I need to pick up this month's book club and there's one branch that has it. So I went to go grab that. So I'm actually at a new library. I've been to a few of the Guelph Public Libraries, but I've never been to this one because it is kind of like, I don't know, a little bit of a drive from my house, but it already looks really cute and like pretty massive. It's like a whole community center. So there's like fitness area, pool area, and a library. So I'm interested to see how big this library is and how much selection they have. I'm really just here to grab this one book, but I did bring some stuff to study for a little bit if there's like tables and stuff inside, just because then I don't have to go back to school to study. So 2 birds, 1 stone. Hopefully they have the book I need. I checked online and they said they did, so fingers crossed. I just got back from the library. It was a very successful trip. I found the book I needed, which is perfect. And it honestly was a really cute little library. Little is not the right word. It's actually a part of a giant community center. And I didn't realize it was like all connected, but it is. And it's a really cool space. If I lived like a little bit closer, I probably would come more often, but it is really nice. And I'm happy to know this is here now. But then again, I am moving out in like 2 months, so I wish I knew about it earlier, I guess. But it's a very nice little library and it had a lot of books, like a lot of books, so that's good to know. Many hours later, my hair is still crazy, but I'm now headed to bed. It's currently 9:30. I'm kind of going to bed early tonight, but I'm just really tired today. I don't know why, but I am. I did in fact eat some cookies, drink some tea before bed, and I started watching this new show called Vikings Valhalla, and I'm kind of addicted to it. It's like kind of really good. It's very like gruesome and gory, which I feel like most Viking shows are, but it's really good. I kind of think it's like a spin-off of the OG Vikings show that I feel like everyone has watched. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. But now I'm going to sit in bed and read a little bit of my book. I think I'm going to start reading Nora Goes Off Script, which is the book I got from the library today, because I need to read that by Sunday for book club. So I should maybe get a move on. That might be a good idea. But anyways, that's my little update. I am now going to go to bed, and I will check in with you guys in the morning. It is in fact raining outside, and it feels weird because we haven't seen rain in literally months. I'm just getting ready to go to school. I think I'm gonna put on a tiny bit of makeup because I have a little bit of extra time. I have to leave in like 15 minutes. So I'm just gonna put on a little concealer because I don't know if it's just because I'm really pale, but I've really been noticing my under eyes recently. So we're gonna try and cover those up just a little bit. Also, little update on my eyelash lift. It didn't last like quite as long as I wanted it to, but I also think it's because my eyelashes weren't tinted, so it's harder to see the lift, if that makes sense. Which I really liked at first because it was so natural, but because of that it also looks like it fades faster, which I don't think it necessarily does. I just think next time I need to get them tinted as well. I will say now they are pretty straight again, but I also think they're growing quite a bit. Also, this one eye has gotten so messed up. Like, my eyelashes go in like 10 different directions, which is kind of weird to deal with. Like, I don't know what to do about that because I don't want to curl them, but they really are going like so many different directions. I don't know if you guys can even see it. Whoa, this is really up close and personal. Yeah, you kind of can. Oh my god, does my eye have a freckle? Whoa. I'm assuming it is from the eyelash lift. I don't really know what to do about that though. I do think I'm gonna try the lift again and this time get them tinted as well. But I am trying to like kind of not do that super soon because it is really expensive. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It did kind of cost me an arm and a leg, and I don't know, it's just not something that's super feasible all the time. Like, it's hard to justify spending that much money every month on something like that. Also, do you guys like my t-shirt? When we were in Montreal over reading week, we went to this vintage store and I found this t-shirt there and I was like, you're coming home with me. I'm obsessed. And I love it. It's so cute. I also love AC/DC. Do I know all their songs? No. I think my favorite AC/DC song is probably Shoot to Thrill. That one's really good. I also love just Back in Black and all the classics, but probably Shoot to Thrill is my #1 favorite. Okay, I need a boogie. Time to go to school. I'll check back in with you guys after my class. I have one class this morning, and then I have like a 2-hour break-ish, and then I have another class at 2:30. So that is the agenda for today. Lunchtime, lunchtime, lunchtime. Eating some more tuna for lunch. I actually forgot how much I love tuna. I've literally had it for one day, but that one day was really good. I do a little bit of tuna on some sourdough bread, sprinkle some cheese on top, and then I put it in the air fryer, and chef's kiss. So good. Also, it is in fact 11:40. I finished my first class of the day. We actually had a guest speaker, which was pretty cool. I have noticed this semester that we have a lot of guest lectures, which I'm not upset about. I kind of like having guest lectures. I just find it's a nice like switch up, and it helps to keep you like engaged. Plus, you get to hear some pretty interesting stories, which is very fun. I feel like my next class might also be a guest lecture, potentially, but that class always has guest lectures, so it's not too surprising. Pickle time. It doesn't look the most appetizing, but it's really good, trust me. Cheers. Little reading update. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but I have a lot that I need to read by Sunday. So first off, I have to read my book that I'm reading for one of my classes, which is How to Listen with Intention. I talked about this book, I think in the last vlog or maybe a few vlogs ago, but it's just like a non-fiction book about how to develop your listening skills and become a better listener. And I have to get this done by Sunday because I have to write a reflection paper on this book Sunday night. So I'm kind of cramming this one in this week as well. It is a really short read, but for some reason nonfiction just takes me so long to get through. It's not even funny. And then I also started reading Nora Goes Off Script last night. I read it on my phone because my mom bought the Kindle version of it. And for some reason, I just much prefer reading on my Kindle or on my phone rather than like holding a physical book. I feel like that's a very unpopular opinion, but I am who I am, okay? I haven't read a whole lot of it. I think I'm like 10% in or something like that, but I am absolutely loving it so far. Annabelle Monaghan has such an interesting way of writing. Like, I don't know how she is able to be like witty or quirky in her writing, but she is, and it's not like super obvious. It's just something I kind of started picking up on in the last few pages, and I'm kind of obsessed. I also love our main character. She seems like such a well-established character, if that makes sense. Like, the author really was able to flush her out in a quick amount of time. Like, I'm only 10% in, and I feel like I know this character very well. The male main character, we haven't seen a whole lot of yet, I don't think. I think the book is more going to be centered around our female main character and kind of like the growth she's going to go through in the story, because right off the bat you can kind of tell that she's kind of in a point in her life where things are really changing, and I'm interested to see where her development goes. I have been really loving like romances that either have like a mystery subplot or like more of a fiction aspect to it rather than just strict romance. I don't know if it's just I'm kind of bored of the romance genre, because I do find romance is very like repetitive or what the situation is, but I'm really excited by some of these more like literary fiction romance type books rather than just smut, really, is what I'm trying to say. Those are the 2 books I have to read by Sunday because we have book club on Sunday and then I have to do my report on Sunday. So we have a busy week of reading ahead of us. I'm also reading a few other books on the side. I'm reading 4 books at the moment, which is kind of insane of me, but it happens. I'm not mad about it. Oof, this lighting is always so terrible. I really don't realize how bad my eyes are getting until I'm trying to tell if this camera is focused or not. Then I go, my eyes are kind of bad. I just ate some delicious dinner. It's currently 7 o'clock. And this year I've noticed I'm a lot better at meal prepping. I meal prep now for like 3 days, so that way I'm not eating the same thing for so many days in a row, and I've found it's made me enjoy my meals significantly more because I'm not eating it for a whole week. It makes sense. It's just, it was really hard to get the right portions of things, and still sometimes I don't quite do it right, but I've been a lot better this year, I've noticed. But anyways, for dinner tonight I had a delicious kind of like salmon poke bowl, except I do cook the salmon because I get nervous when I make it myself. Salmon is just one of those things where I'm like, I'd rather eat it cooked anyways, so might as well. I think I'm now going to sit down and finish reading my chapter of How to Listen with Intention. I have like 20 pages left-ish, so gonna get this done. I was studying most of the night at the library. After my class ended, I went to the library and studied for like an hour and a half-ish. So I'm feeling pretty ready. I don't know, I feel like there's only so much you can do to prepare for a midterm, and I just don't feel like stressing myself out unnecessarily. So I think I've done enough. I'm just kind of hoping for the best. I also understand the content fairly well, so I'm not really too worked up about it. I think in the morning I'm gonna like look over my notes quick and then I'll head to campus to write it. I just don't have a whole lot of time in the morning to look over things unless I wake up really early, which I don't really feel the need to do that, to be honest. I feel like back in like first year or something, I totally would, but now that I'm in 4th year, I'm like, there is a point where you do too much studying, I find, and then you just get really overwhelmed. And I don't want to get to that point. I feel like I was really bad. I got to that point during my exams last semester. I had almost too much time to study, and it made me way too overwhelmed and honestly just really disappointed with how the exams turned out. Maybe it's just me who thinks this, but I do think there is a happy amount of studying you can do, and there is a point where it can be too much. I don't know, I feel like there's more to life than just school. I don't know if that's just I'm getting older and my frontal lobe is developing, or if it's my past experiences and a different perspective I have on things. That could be it. And I'm not gonna stress myself out over something like an exam if I just don't need to. Like, there's much bigger issues in the world than my midterm. Sometimes it can be hard to see that, but it is an important thing to remember. I don't know why I'm rambling so much today. I just feel like chatting, I guess. Anyways, I'm going to read my little book. Good morning, guys. Welcome to exam day. My midterm is in a few hours, but for now, I'm just going to sit here, read my little book, and enjoy my morning. That's the plan. And then I'll head to campus, write my exam, and then I have another class, and then I'll probably just do some schoolwork. So, very busy day ahead of us.
I haven't vlogged at all today, hardly. I don't think I've vlogged since this morning. I thought I'd update you guys on how the midterm went. It honestly wasn't great. I think I definitely passed, but as soon as it was over, there's a few things that I know how to do, I just forgot how. It's always hard to tell what they're gonna include on the exam and what they're not gonna include, so I kind of just got unlucky that a lot of the stuff I studied was not a part of the exam. I'm feeling better about it now. I was kind of down about it for an hour after the exam, but yeah, I'm feeling better about it now than I was. I'm currently out for a little walk, get some fresh air, and yeah, that's my little update.
Raining yesterday and storming today. Welcome to Canadian weather. It did feel like spring for about 3 days, but not today. Guys, I have not vlogged literally all day, so my apologies. But I did end up spending the whole day at school on campus studying, and then I also had my 2 classes as well. I'm now headed home. I'm currently in the car, as you can see. I'm actually headed to the climbing gym at home because Boulder League has started up again. I don't know if you guys remember, back in the summer I was a part of Boulder League, and it's pretty much just a weekly climbing event, I guess, that takes place at my climbing gym at home, and it's where you get split up into teams and you work on climbing as a team, and it's a really great way to push myself to become a little bit better, but also just to meet more people. It's also just a fun time and it's a great sense of community. So that's my plan for tonight. It's the first night of the new season 6, and I'm really excited. I'm a little nervous just because I always get nervous like the first day of things because I don't know fully what to expect. I also don't know who my team members will be, so that's a little nerve-wracking, but I'm still very excited to see how it goes. I even convinced my dad to do it, which is really fun, so he will also be there tonight. And then once I'm done climbing, I am going home for the night tonight. I'm actually going home for the weekend, so Thursday to Sunday, which is really nice. I am just happy to have some time off of school. I feel like over reading week I really didn't chill that much because I went to Montreal, which that was awesome. I loved it and I'm very grateful I could do that. But once I got back from Montreal, I was just studying the whole time until my midterm. So I'm excited to have a weekend off. I do have to do some work tomorrow, but that is tomorrow's issue. We're not thinking about that right this second. But anyways, I'm gonna get heading to my climbing gym. Guys, I survived my first week at Boulder League and it was so much fun. As a treat for how fun and good Boulder League was tonight, I got myself McDonald's. Mostly because I was craving a Diet Coke. I don't let myself buy pop anymore unless it's like soda water, so sometimes I treat myself with a Diet Coke and it just hits the spot. Oh, it's just so extra crispy. And then I also got a fry because I didn't have a very big dinner because I was kind of in a rush. It's currently 10 p.m. It's snowing again. Shocker. I'm currently listening to the Lumineers' new album that they came out with a few weeks ago now, I think, called Automatic. So good. I'm really enjoying it. I am seeing Lumineers in concert again, which I'm really excited about. I feel like in my recent vlogs I've just been talking about concerts that are coming up, but I have gotten a lot of tickets over the last few weeks for these concerts and I'm just so excited. I'm not someone who really goes to a lot of concerts. It's not really something I enjoy a whole lot. So if I go, it's an artist that I'm genuinely obsessed with, and I just, for some reason, all of my favorite artists decided to have concerts back to back. So that's what's up. Okay, I'm gonna drive home now. I'll talk to you in the morning. Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. I just ate a little bit of breakfast, drank my lovely coffee, and now it's time to get the day started. I do have a pretty big assignment due today that is kind of an interesting style of assignment. So it was released at 7 a.m. this morning and it's due tonight at 5 p.m. So I have the day to do it, but it's kind of an interesting style in the sense that we usually don't have assignments given and due on the same day, just because it's kind of hard with everyone's schedules. You don't know if a student might have an exam that day or something. You can't really, I don't know, it's kind of unfair to do that. However, for this course, it's just one assignment that we're doing in this style. I think the idea behind it is to prepare you for what a potential job experience might be like, where you get something that you have to write up a brief on or something and it's due later that night or like that work day. So I'm not mad about the format. Plus it's on a day where I actually don't have any other classes and I have nothing due today other than this. So I will just be able to devote all my time to it, which is pretty nice. Yeah, that's my plan for today, is to get this assignment done. It honestly doesn't seem like it's going to be that much work. It's nice to know, like, in the back of my mind, I will be done this by 5 p.m. no matter what. Like, whatever there is will be submitted. So kind of an interesting layout. So that's my plan for this morning. I'll keep you guys updated on how it goes, but it should be pretty good. Update, it is now 1:30. I have finished my assignment. I wasn't spending this whole time doing it. I did take a break for lunch, but I got it done. I'm submitting it right now. Now I'm just gonna work on another assignment that I have to do this weekend. I have it done, I just wanna go over like some minor formatting stuff before I submit it. And then I think that's it for school today, to be honest. I did in fact spill my drink. I just completely missed my melt. So don't mind this. So I would give you guys a little reading update because I know I mentioned earlier in the vlog that I have a lot of books to read for this week, and I actually managed to do all the reading, which is very, very good. My one book that I was reading for school, it was called, I should know this, How to Listen with Intention by Patrick King. It was pretty good. Like, I don't know, it's a nonfiction. I always find nonfictions kind of dry, unless it's like a bibliography or something, or a memoir. But I'm glad it's done. On the other hand though, I also had to read Nora Goes Off Script because we do have book club on Sunday, and I absolutely loved this book. I really was tossing up between a 4.5 to 5 stars for this book. Like, that's how much I enjoyed it. But honestly, I think I'm just gonna give it 5 stars because I was genuinely addicted. I could not put this book down. Something about it, like, I understand if anyone has qualms about this book or thinks that it was like kind of boring or slow at times. I completely understand where you're coming from. But for some reason, I was just so entertained the whole way through, and I loved it. I loved both of our characters. I loved all the side characters and the kids. I was just obsessed with everything. And the setting was Chef's Kiss. I don't know. I just had a really, really good time reading this. I don't know if it was like right time, right place sort of thing, because I do find I am very much like that with books. There are some books I'm like, I feel like I could have loved this if I read it at a different point or at a different time. Yeah, that might have been the case with this book. This might not be a book that I think about all the time, but right now it does feel like a 5-star read. So I feel like I sometimes just need to chill out with my ratings and just give it whatever I feel like giving it, because at the end of the day, it's really not that deep. But yeah, it was literally so good, and I'm obsessed, and now I want to read multiple Annabelle Monaghan books. I know she has quite a few out right now. I know she has at least 2 other ones that I saw at the library as well. Maybe I found my new favorite author? I don't know. Please disregard how disheveled I look. It's just been one of those days. Honestly, I ended up being really lazy today. Some days I'm like super productive and I feel very inspired to get like a lot done, and other days that's just not the case. But I do think I'm gonna end this video here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the week in the lives. I've been trying to be a bit more consistent with filming them, but yeah, I say that and I'm pretty sure I skipped last week's video. I don't know, I always find this time of year I really struggle to keep up with my uploads, simply because I feel like my videos get really repetitive, and then I'm like, why would anyone want to watch this? And then I spiral. Anyways, that being said, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys all in the next one, whenever that may be.